Hello, my name is Helen Les, and today we will try to understand the meaning of your dream about your childhood house or home. Uh, in fact, there are a lot of shades in different plots of the childhood home, of actions you did in your dream that can reveal a lot of your psychological issues. In order to understand better your this dream, I also would recommend to watch my another video about the interpretation of the house symbol in dreams on the whole. In general, on this channel, I speak about the interpretation of dreams from the point of psychology and esotericism. The main meaning of the symbol childhood home or house in a dream. In general, the symbol of the house means a certain structure of our personality, where, for example, the basement is the basic instincts and needs of our existence, and the attic is the highest aspects of intelligence and spirit. The bedroom is our need for rest and sex, the living room is our socialization, the kitchen is our survival, where we prepare the food necessary for this, and so on. Accordingly, the symbol of the childhood home is some structures of our personality that were developed in childhood. And this is not surprising, because childhood is when our basic concepts about the world and our place in it, norms, rules, skills, etc. are formed. This is why this symbol appears so often in dreams. And so, basically, it's a positive image. Unless, of course, something dramatic happens in the house. Therefore, even if your childhood was difficult and your relationship with your parents was strained, this symbol will still not be completely negative. In any case, your parents, whatever they were, gave you life, basic protection, knowledge, etc., which is what happened in this house, and what was the foundation of your personality. Psychologists distinguish the following psychological motives for this dream. A nostalgic desire to feel like a child, to go back to the past. The desire to feel comfort and care. Comparing your experience with your childhood experience. Return to unresolved problems and conflicts in childhood, overcoming or not overcoming them. Meeting with the limiting beliefs instilled in childhood. I fully agree with our respected psychologists, but I will add to these motives a couple more esoteric ones. They are energy connection with parents and the home itself. The decision of questions of generic egregore. So let's look at all positive motives in order. A nostalgic desire to feel like a child, to feel comfort and care, escape from reality. We sometimes seem to run away from reality in dreams about the childhood home, and we rest with our souls there, sometimes being in our children's room, sometimes communicating with parents whom we see again together, and the whole family is gathered. As a child, you did not have the responsibility that exists now. Your parents took care of everything themselves. You didn't think about your earnings, career, or social status. Everything was much easier, simpler, and more fun. And if you have experienced similar states in a dream, then this dream does not foretell anything, and it does not mean much, only that your soul has rested in this way. Comparing your experience with your childhood experience. Your life may, however, be radically different from the one that your parents led in your childhood home and prepared you for with their upbringing. In other words, you are faced with the constructs of the subconscious formed in childhood, and your subconscious mind can register this difference. Deep inside, you are either happy or sad about it, and this is reflected in the dream. For example, you may have realized right in the dream that you are in a childhood home and think that some interior item, room, or something similar is different from what you have now. Here you need to understand what the detail that you draw your attention to symbolizes. For example, a ladder is an opportunity to move up in life, taking a leading position. The door is your exit to the world, to social life. The sofa is an opportunity to relax. A TV set is entertainment, etc. Return to unresolved problems and conflicts in childhood, overcoming or not overcoming them. As an adult, you may still have psychological traumas from your childhood. According to statistics, 85% of families are in some form destructive. There are many options here, starting from the banal inability of young parents to handle a child, quarrels and separation of the spouses, and ending with the most severe forms of family violence. And somewhere in the middle there is a huge range of all possible manifestations of toxic behavior and psychopathies of parents, hyperprotection, hysteria, narcissism, codependency, constructional stupidity, etc. There are also parents not only with disabilities but also with mental illnesses, alcoholism, drug addiction, idiocy, schizophrenia, etc. If you have had something like this in your family, you can be sure that you are carrying with you a huge baggage of unresolved conflicts and psychological problems. You may have thought of suicide as a teenager or being older. With the shudder, you remember some episodes of your childhood, resentments and fears. You are still tormented by some inexplicable sense of guilt and not fully fulfilled duty towards your parents, who are ready to shamelessly interfere in your life. In general, most likely you are not aware of all these things because you simply have not seen a different attitude to yourself since childhood, and you have pushed all the sufferings to the periphery of subconsciousness. However, the subconscious didn't forget anything, and sometimes it reminds you that you will need to solve these problems, often with the help of dreams. In this case, you can use the help of psychologists or your own awareness and study of existing problems. Examples of such a dream. For example, one girl from childhood had a dream that she was running away from home. And at last, once there was such a situation that she really had to literally run away from the home from toxic parents. However, even after that, she continued to see this dream from time to time, where she jumps through the window and leaves the house that was already a former childhood home. This suggests that there were still psychological problems. On some level, she felt that she had not right to do this, no right to set her own life and personal boundaries, and she had to do psychological work to overcome these subconscious tendencies. In general, it is not surprising that you can see painful episodes of what happened in your childhood home. Moreover, it can be reproduced in the form of plots of specific events, for example, how you are being abused, how your father came back drunk, etc., and in the form of symbols, for example, garbage and mess, torn toys, clothes, broken things, blood and dirty water, cracks, insects, etc. Try to understand what this or that detail symbolizes. If you have unpleasant dreams about your childhood home, then my video How to Stop Having Nightmares in Your Dreams and How to Make a Bad Dream Not Come True can help you. The links will be down below. Facing limiting beliefs instilled in childhood. Even if your parents were loving and understanding, and even more if they were toxic, you might still have so-called limiting beliefs. Usually parents themselves believe that what they say. But they hadn't actually checked it. And in general, such beliefs are more likely to harm than help the child's life. Limiting beliefs can relate to money questions. For example, money is evil, rich people are all thieves, big money is obtained only through dishonest means, etc. They can touch your leadership skills. For example, keep your head down, stay quiet, being famous isn't good, we are small people. Limiting beliefs about your personality. For example, the parents could say that you are a bad boy or a bad girl. Perhaps your parents used much more rude expressions. They could say that you are ugly, stupid, a loser. You will never succeed in some spheres they didn't succeed in, etc. Limiting beliefs also apply to many other areas and can be a serious obstacle in your development. Where others easily get what they want, you can stuck for many years because you are deeply convinced in your heart, for example, that you will not succeed, and money or position in society is bad to have. Dreams of a childhood home can remind you of such beliefs. Listen to what your parents tell in your dream, what its details indicate. And it is possible that the study of these beliefs and psychological problems in general should be done now, without waiting for any new dreams. Esoteric causes of dreams about childhood home or house. These reasons do not contradict the psychological ones, but complement them. One of them is an existing energy connection with parents or a childhood home, a kind of telepathic connection. Often parents may remember you with love or vice versa irritation, and this forms an energy impulse that reaches you, and you see again the childhood home and parents in it, with whom you are in a state of joyful meeting or conversely quarrel, conflict. But we have an energy connection not only with the people, but also with the place itself, the house or home. Earlier, when people lived more in villages, they felt such things better. They were sad to be away from their native places, so much that it could become physically difficult. Now we weakened this connection, but it hasn't disappeared completely. And we can miss the place and return to it with our astral body in our dreams. It turns out that some part of our soul really visits our old home. Also, our soul can be drawn to the house of childhood by solving some issues of the generic egregore. Then you dream that you meet with the members of the kin and they give you some important information. And it is possible that the action takes place not even in the parents' house, but in the house of your grandparents. One witch shared that she sometimes sees dreams about your grandmother's house where she meets with her grandmother, who was also a witch, as well as with other older women of her family, who by this time have already died, and they pass on to her, when necessary, the knowledge of witchcraft. This is how the magic part of the family egregore works. The meaning of main plots of a dream about a childhood home or house. The childhood home is collapsing. This is a bad sign. Some important foundations of your personality will be destabilized. Perhaps this will affect your position in society or health. And perhaps some terrible secrets that this house hides will be revealed. Fire in the house. This is a bad sign. Fire means the Lord's punishment. With your destructive tendencies, you harm not only others but also you yourself. What can affect the occurrence of problems in your life? To wash, to repair, to put in order the house of childhood. I can congratulate you. You successfully solve psychological and energy problems that arose in your childhood and adolescence. You are becoming a more mature and harmonious person. The house looks better than before. Perhaps there is more space in it, a good repair has been made, and the furniture is completely new. Everything glows with cleanliness, very beautiful, and is almost delightful. I congratulate you even more. You have not only solved your psychological problems, but also qualitatively improved the state of your energy. You just spent a nice time there. It means that your psyche gets a discharge, a rest, and your aura is fueled by the energy of that place. Dream where you come home. If it was a pleasant trip, think about it. Maybe you should make a similar trip in reality. So to say, your soul is asking for it. And it is also a good omen that a pleasant event may happen in your life. Well, write your dreams in the comments. Perhaps I will interpret the first some of them. If you have a wish but do not know how to get what you want, you can turn to the powerful forces of magic, and you may find my course on rune magic being helpful. Look for a link to it in the description of this video down below. There are also other links I have already spoken about. If it was useful for you, like, comment, share this video in social networks, subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.